Hi guys, welcome back to Megan and Cosplay 30 Days of Cosplay Challenge. Yeah! So today's day 3, and that's talking about your most recent cosplay, and that for me is Sheik from Legend of Zelda / Super Smash Bros. So I've been wanting to do a Sheik cosplay for a while, and with like the new generation of skins that were coming out, for like Brawl and for the Wii U, Super Smash Bros. Her design was, or their design, was becoming, looking really fresh and not, it wasn't as plain as it was when they first showed up in Ocarina of Time, and that's what really drew me to, really kind of made me want to cosplay her more, because it just wasn't a jumpsuit with some stuff painted on it. So the version that I did was her revamp from the most recent Super Smash Bros. And it had armor and like different elements that were layered. So I was like, great, this is pretty ambitious for me, because I usually just do fabric, fabric crafting. Sorry, I'm just seeing my hair for the first time since this morning when I did it. So I used a lot of new techniques that I've never used before with this costume, and I probably shouldn't, since I'm entering it, or I entered it into the Emerald City costume contest. That's Emerald City Comic Con, by the way, not just a Seattle costume contest. But I'm really proud of how it. Sorry, my mic is not behaving right now. Okay, I think I got it. I'm really proud how it turned out. I used Warbler to form her pauldrons and her thigh armor and her shin guards. And I'd never used Warbler before, and it was quite an experience. It's a lot more fickle than I was led to believe, because I had seen, of course, Yagahan talk about it and Kamui Cosplay, and my friend Azimidi's cosplay uses it a lot, like her Brienne, which is glorious. I actually helped her with her pauldrons on that costume, and the only thing I really knew about Warbler is that when you're heating it up, it's like stiff, and all of a sudden it's like, it like gets really limp. So I kind of expected that, but like it cools down a lot faster in its shape than I had expected, because like I thought, okay, cool, it's not going to stay in the shape until like I really mold it, and I'd go and do like, turn off the heat gun or go grab something else, and then like I would accidentally like get a kink in it, and so like have this like little dent or whatever in it, and then come back and like, oh my god, it's not going down, it's stuck, gotta heat up again. So I think for a first timer, my stuff looks pretty good. There's a lot of things that I would change if I had the funds and if I had more time, but it's as good as it's gonna get, and it looks pretty good. Another new material that I used for Sheik was leather, like lambskin leather, and I haven't like used it in a costume before. I have like made little leather bookmarks and stuff, at summer camps, and for like Native American chokers, you do like leather spacers, and with sewing beads on there onto like leather armbands and stuff. So when I did some stuff for Assassin's Creed 3, I did it like the legit Native American way and weaved and sewed on some deerskin. So I mean, I guess that's kind of, using it in a costume, but I've never used like it's like her full-on sleeve is made nothing but leather and elastic. And I asked Azimidi's cosplay for some tips, because she has a close friend that works in the movie industry who I got to work with on a film. Can't tell you more than that. It's pretty high profile stuff. No, I'm just kidding. But she has like an arsenal of tips and tricks for like any costume thing, and so I got to apply some of those to my leather stuff, so it looks decent. I just, it's one of those things where it's like I wish I hadn't tried to use stuff I've never worked with before for something so, you know, for the contest, you know. But I think it looks good. 5-foot rule. We're gonna go by that. With her chainmail shirt, I actually asked Blatzera from Tumblr to help me make a texture in Photoshop that was pretty close to the texture that was in the game. I was just going to lift it straight from the game, but there wasn't like a costume pack. You know how like Dragon Age or BioWare will release like a character's costume pack and it will have like, oh, this is the texture we used for this and that, blah, 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 blah. Super Smash Bros. Surprise, surprise, didn't have one of those. Sorry, my hair is really like bugging. It's not gonna change. So anyway, we created this in Photoshop and I sent it to Fabric on Demand and like spent $1 million on it. Not really. And I made the chainmail shirt that way. And I even did the stupid texture thing where the chainmail is like pointing up the arms but down the body. So it's pretty legit. Let's see, what else did I do special? Oh, for the wraps, like the ones on her arms, I used a tutorial I found on Tumblr, and I'll link all this stuff in the description so you can see my progress photos and also like the tutorials and stuff that I used. So I used this tutorial that was basically so I don't have to put like a zipper or a hook and eyes or anything in it, and I can just pull the wraps onto her arms, and it keeps the leather sleeves in place too, so it was perfect. And the only problem is when I made all my patterns, I was a little bit heavier, not by a lot, but I've lost like 1.5 to 2 inches off of like my waist and my thighs since I started working on this costume, so like nothing was fitting until last night where I took everything in. So like for the wraps on the thighs, I had to put, sorry, my nose is running. For the wraps on the thighs, I had to put snaps and Velcro so they stuck to the thigh armor. I'm still having a little bit of trouble with the bust wrap, but it depends. For her harness thing, I really wanted to make it out of leather too, but I couldn't find the right color, so I had to make it out of duck cloth. And I was a dumb, and when I made the pattern for it, I allowed seam allowance, but not like enough to make a hem around the edges. So I did just like a lock stitch around it. So it's kind of ghetto, but it looks really good, and it actually fits now, because that was one of the things that when I did the photo shoot with Ozymedes to like do a test run, which thank God we did because that shit was falling apart, I could like stick my arm in between, and that's how much weight I lost since I made it. And I styled the wig, which it's actually right there. And I made the hair thing out of Warbler 2, and I have never gotten a wig that smooth before. And I've restyled Ozymedes Cosplay Zelda wig for her twice. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so like this costume helped me unlock some wig foo I didn't even know I had. And the makeup is really simple. If you follow my my page, or my cosplay page or my Tumblr, you know that I like to wear makeup to help accentuate the character, which, you know, Yaya Han does it too, J-Nig, pretty much anybody else. And I'm not saying that you need makeup to make the character, but just for me personally, I like to wear a lot of makeup. But for Chic, I basically just do my boy makeup, because it's covered right here, so you only see my eyes and like the top of my nose and my forehead, or the bridge of my nose anyway. So I just do like if I was doing a crossplay, the contours here and like really strong on the temples and stuff. And I also draw my eyebrows to be a little deeper and with more of an arch. so it looks like I'm going like this all the time, and I put shadows in my natural like frown eyebrows. Eyebrow frowns? Those things right there, the crinkles. So it looks like I perpetually like so minimal makeup, look pretty good. Yeah, and I made her scarf thing out of cheesecloth. I wanted to do like gauze, but I couldn't find any, so I did cheesecloth with like a weird, like I made an infinity scarf out of cheesecloth, which was gross, and I don't recommend because cheesecloth is a fickle bitch. So that's basically my latest cosplay is Chic. My most recent one, anyway. Just because of financial issues, it'll probably be my only new one for a while. But I'm hoping to make my male Inquisitor from Dragon Age so I can be cute with Blatzera and get all the notes. I'm kidding. But yeah, so I'll leave a link in the description with the tutorials and a link to my page and stuff so you can see all my progress reports and stuff and my Emerald City Comic Con coverage. And the Chic is my most recent, but the one like since then was probably Anastasia, because I like made her in 2 weeks for a photo shoot that never happened, but then it did happen, but like months later. Anyway, so that's day 3 of my 30-day of cosplay challenge. I talked a lot in this video. Whatever. It was still fun. Okay, bye.